So I've been sitting with this thought, right? Like low-key going back and forth in my head about whether I even wanted to say anything or just quietly upload and keep it moving. But that's not really how I move. So if I'm going to do something, I want to explain it. I want to say it out loud. So yeah.
It's the day that the Lord has made.
I'm starting over on YouTube. And it's not because I failed anywhere else. It's not because I'm bitter. I don't feel desperate. It's actually because I've grown a lot. And I don't think people talk enough about what happens when you outgrow rooms that once felt like home. Other platforms, they started to feel noisy. Not bad, not evil, not wrong, just too loud for me. Everything is fast. Everything is quick reactions, trends, say it in 30 seconds, or what's the hook? Everything is about going viral. And I realized something about myself. I do not want to rush my thoughts anymore. I don't want to compress my convictions into these bite-sized pieces just so people could consume it easier. I don't want to perform wisdom. I want to live it slowly at a consistent pace. And I think that's what shifted in me. I've grown. Not that I think I'm better in any way, but I'm not the same person that I used to be when I first started creating content kind of way. When I first started, right, I was proving something, proving that I had something to say, proving that I could speak, proving that I was impactful, proving that I could build. But now, I'm not trying to prove anything. I'm trying to preserve something. And the biggest thing is my peace. And that's what makes the difference. See, other platforms started to feel like noise because I could feel myself beginning to create from pressure instead of purpose. Posting because it's time to post, talking because the algorithm likes it, checking views, watching numbers fluctuate, feeling that subtle hit when something does well, feeling that subtle disappointment when it doesn't. And I had to ask myself a hard question. If nobody clapped, right, would I still want to say it? And the answer was yes. But not in 30 seconds. Not in a rushed caption kind of way. Not in a place where depth gets skimmed over. I want my depth now. I want to sit with my thoughts. I want to unpack things slowly. I want to document my life, but not in a flashy kind of way. I'm not trying to become this big vlogger overnight. I'm not trying to show every outing. I'm not trying to curate perfection. My life is actually very simple and slow right now. It's quiet. It's repetitive. It's healing. It's a lot of reflection. And a part of me used to think that was boring, like nobody wants to watch that. But I found that not to be true. Some of the most powerful seasons of your life may not look like what we think it should. And I want to document that version of me, not the polished version, this version right here. The one growing in private, the one rebuilding discipline, the one learning to be okay with slow. The one that doesn't feel the need to be loud to feel relevant. I think that we're in a time where everybody is chasing virality. And I get it. Virality feels validating. It feels like proof that you matter. It feels like momentum. But viral doesn't always equal value. And I had to be honest with myself. Do I want to go viral or do I want to build legacy? Because those two paths don't always look the same. Yes, virality is fast. Legacy is slow. Virality is loud. Legacy is layered. Virality is numbers. Legacy is impact over time. And I'm at a place in my life now where I'm not trying to be the loudest voice in the room. I want to be the most consistent one. I want to create videos that somebody finds 5 years from now at 2 a.m. and it still speaks volumes. I want to build something that outlives all of the trends. And YouTube feels like that space for me. It feels like a library, not a stage, but a library. You know, a place where thoughts can sit on a shelf and wait for whoever needs it. I'm not running from other platforms. I'm just not letting them run me anymore. So if I post there, cool. If I don't, cool. But this right here is intentional. This is me choosing depth over noise. And I won't lie, it's fear in it, because when you start over somewhere new, you don't know who's coming with you. You don't know if people are going to watch, but I can't concern myself with that. You don't know if the views will be high. That's unimportant. You don't know if the momentum will follow. At some point it will. But I think that that's the beauty of it. I'm not building this off of pressure. I'm building this off of peace. And peace moves slower. Peace doesn't scream for attention. Peace builds brick by brick. I want to record my life at a slower pace. I want to talk about what I'm actually processing. I want to be able to sit down and speak without a countdown timer in my head. I want to grow publicly, but not performatively. And if my life looks boring to some people, then that's okay. Because boring is stable for me. Boring is disciplined. Boring is healed. Boring is not chaotic. And I think we've glamorized chaos so much that stability looks uninteresting. But stability is very powerful. Consistency is powerful. Quiet growth is powerful. So no, I'm not chasing virality. I'm chasing obedience to the version of me that wants to slow it down. I'm chasing impact that doesn't expire in 48 hours. I'm chasing conversations that don't need to be clipped for them to matter. And I don't know how this is going to grow. I don't know how fast this is going to move, but I do know this. I would rather build something real with 100 people than something trendy with 100,000 who forget about me tomorrow. I'm not trying to be everywhere. I'm trying to be rooted somewhere. And this feels like that somewhere. So if you're here at the beginning of all of this, thank you in advance. If this grows slow, then that's fine. If this takes years, hey, even better. Because anything that lasts is supposed to take time. And I think I'm finally okay with that. This is not a rebrand. It's realignment. I'm growing. I've grown. The noise got louder and I decided to get quieter. Not smaller, just more quiet, more intentional, more layered, more rooted. And if you've been feeling that shift too, like maybe you don't want to scream to be seen anymore, maybe you don't want to compete for attention anymore, maybe you want depth at this stage in your life too, then maybe this is the space for you. I'm not chasing the algorithm. I'm building a library of archive. I'm not chasing virality. I'm building legacy. And legacy takes time. And I'm finally ready for that. Welcome.